Hajongs of Meghalaya, a tribe with a rich past and a vibrant present, believe that they are the descendants of the Kshatriyas. Throughout history, the Hajongs have never been confined to a particular geographical area. Therefore, the Hajongs at present are found to be visible in the states of Meghalaya, Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. But the West Garo Hills in Meghalaya is principally the home of the majority of the Hajongs due to vast migration to this area. The Hajongs constitute one of the prominent ethnic groups that are supposed to have migrated from Hajo in Assam. The word Hajong is believed to have been derived from Hajo, a religious and a historic site. In ancient times, this historic site was the abode of the Hajongs.
And as regards the Hajongs population, it is approximate estimate. That means here in Meghalaya, it may be about 60,000, and taking together other Hajongs in other parts of the country, it may be about 1,20,000. Hajong dialect is a mixture of Assamese and Bengali words, but mostly that Assamese words will be about 80% than the Bengali words. The reason is this: as the Hajongs are generally residing adjacent to the Assamese people and some are adjacent to the Bengali people, that's why as they are always mixing with them, that's why those languages also become mixed with Bengali words and Assamese words.
In the rural areas, people have still adhered to the traditional method of weaving called patani. The round implement is called chorki. Among others, the dress that they weave for the women is called pathin. Bhija gamocha, the traditional dress of the men, is also produced on their indigenous looms. The Hajong villages are usually characterized by small huts huddled in a calm and quiet atmosphere. Each structure is built for a different purpose. For example, they build the kitchen known as Akli Ghar separately because of the hazards of fire. Likewise, the granary or the changhar is constructed to store grains. Features of patriarchality are adhered to by the Hajongs. Joint and nuclear families are common. Women are highly regarded in the family. As the sun kisses the horizon and its bright rays light the sky, the women greet the morning calm by spraying sanchora on the compound, which is a mixture of cow dung and holy water. Agriculture is the major occupation of the people. The dhanpura is an ingeniously developed container where the rice corns are preserved for ausha, which means the seedling plant. With the plantation of the first ausha called the Poila Roa, agricultural ceremony begins. Having offered prayers to Goddess Lakshmi for better crops, they resort to Kadong Khela, a unique trait among the Hajongs. Hunting is a favorite pastime as they utilize their enviable hunting skills to catch deers, wild pigs, and other animals. Fishing with traditional implements like jakha and khaloi, as well as basketry, are their two most important day-to-day activities. Cultivation of horticultural crops is common among the Hajongs. Coconut, banana, pineapple, jackfruits are grown in plenty. They not only consume them, but also sell them in the market. There is a large concentration of the Hajongs in Garo Doba in the West Garo Hills. Garo Doba has a large market where the Hajongs sell their produce. The Dhapa Kartal is sung during marriage ceremonies. This song revolves around mutual love between Krishna and Radha. Traditionally, marriage within the mother's clan was prohibited. But things are changing. This strict practice is gradually losing ground. Endogamy is no longer uncommon. Bride price and dowry systems are still practiced among affluent Hajongs.
Or say some marriage relation that is not at all prevalent with other tribes. Our Hajong tribe can be said as monogamous people. That means whenever any Hajong marries or say takes any other co-partner from other tribe, generally he is excommunicated. That means Hajong tribe was so much orthodox in the past, but it is now being liberalized by and by.
This is Kamani ritual, where the newborn baby's hair is shaved off. The ritual is observed after 7 days of pollution period. Being Hindus, the Hajongs cremate the dead. On the 12th day after cremation, Soilen Kirtan is sung, praying for the peace of the departed soul. Vastu Devata, or the village deity, is worshipped at a sacred place within the village. Vastu Puja does not endorse worshipping of idols. Vastu Puja is performed once a year for the well-being of the village. The priest, called the Devsi, performs the Vastu Puja. Goddess Kamakhya is worshipped by every Hajong. Kamakhya Puja is prevalent among the Hajongs since time immemorial. This is Hudum Puja. Khudum Puja is specially performed at the time of drought. Prayers continue until the rain comes. Kartik Puja is performed by village girls seeking blessings for a childless woman. This is Luwatana dance, performed to mark the end of harvesting. Posna festival, which is the same as Bhogali Bihu in Assam, is popular among the Hajongs. On the dawn of the festival day, boys and girls take a dip and then warm themselves standing near a heap of burning straw called Bera Ghar. The village panchayat, headed by a Gaon Bura, looks after the general welfare of the villagers. All disputes or any matter affecting the peace and harmony within the village are discussed and necessary actions taken. Consciousness about education is growing despite low literacy rate. Persistence with higher education afforded many Hajongs with government jobs. This serene, magnificent pond, popularly called Kudal Dua, was dug in tribute to Saint Pir Sakamal, who saved many Hajongs from the jaws of a demon.
Modernization is very much vogue in every society, in every tribal society, and accordingly our Hajong society also by and by and day after day it is being modernized. As a Hajong, we feel that, and it is our aim that we should be very much educated and we should be socially disciplined and stand in this world.
The Hajongs have endured time to reach thus far. The enormity of their hopes and aspirations lies on these young shoulders. The Hajongs believe that in the not too distant future, they will be on a flowery road to success.